say, man.
How did you feel when you had those 3 shots? There were 3 very shaky ones, but they all count. They all count.
I was just thinking get it over the front of the rim, and I'm thinking it might as well be up. It might as well be up, man.
It was a very odd game. Where did you find the energy to hang in there and pull that team through?
Our team manager found the energy to live another extra 6 months with terminal cancer, and it's just a basketball game. So we had it in perspective. We ain't quitting for nothing.
Damon, great job, and 3 of the clutchest free throws I've ever seen in my life.
Thanks, man.
Good luck. Good luck in the grand final.
There were gladiators in the Colosseum at Rome that did not have the sense of theatre that you had on that final play, Damon.
I had 17 other points that game. Show the clip of the other 17.
What about the flop warning on the last 3?
Was it Damon with a sense of theatre or was it the referee? I think it might have been a bit of both, but it may be heritage round. But let's talk about 2 of the most modern-day big men you'll ever find in Sam Wardenberg and Matt Hurt. We'll start off with Wardenberg. He's rolling this year for the Taipans, and even though the wins aren't stacking up, at least they're getting production out of him.
Sam Wardenberg has stepped up in every category from last season. He's more of a leader on the team this year. 40 was just here talking about his toughness. He's banged up, but he is not laying down. He's not quitting. He's giving his team everything. He's playing with a heart. I love it. He's getting on the rim. He's shooting the 3-ball. He's one of the most talented players in the league offensively, and he is just doing everything he can to keep this team competitive.
Yeah, very versatile, inside, outside, and as you can see, he can put the ball to the deck, strong and playing with a lot of confidence. And they're drawing up a lot of plays for him, and he's become a very important piece for the Cairns Taipans.
Now, Matt Hurt, I've nicknamed him Mr. Consistency, which none of my nicknames have ever caught on, and I don't think this one will. But he's one of the guys that the Phoenix, even when losing, have been able to be relying on night in, night out.
Absolutely, he's a star of the competition. And when you look at his numbers coming out of Duke, this ain't Podunk Creek up the road. This is the University of Duke. And as a freshman and junior, 18 points, 10 boards in the ACC are big-time numbers. And he's playing himself into a situation where he's going to get another look at the NBA because he can shoot the 3. Now, what we saw early on, he's actually quite good on the box, but they don't really go to him all that often on the box. So if he can find that balance, because 20 points a game, I like to round up, and also with the 50% from the field, 38% from threes, he's shooting the ball really well. He's a tough piece. Early on in the season, he was a leading candidate for MVP. Now they're getting some wins alongside this fella, Geordie Hunter.
Hey, we got to apologise to the students at Podam Creek. Your future's bright, no matter where you're going to school. It doesn't have to be Duke. But you look at this Geordie Hunter paying homage to the great Chris Anstey with the warm-up jersey.
Good on you, Geordie Hunter. Yeah, Chris Anstey, one of the legends of the league. Look at the big fella. He's a pub owner. He's a podcaster. He's a league MVP, a champion NBA player. But Geordie Hunter, though, Geordie Hunter has more talent than Chris Anstey. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm only joking. But Geordie Hunter, offensively, sometimes his team, Joey, lets him starve a little bit. When he gets touches, he is a double-double guy. Also can get you some block shots, shoots the 3-ball very well. Geordie is a very valuable piece that the Phoenix cannot forget about.
Recruit of the offseason, I think, and particularly the way he's playing. You're right, and the one that you emphasised too, great rim protection, and he is, for a big, an elite passer. We don't always see a lot of it, but he is an elite passer, and he's going to have to step up big time here tonight as well, because he's got some defensive assignments.
Certainly will, and it's time to lock in the coach's whiteboard. Damon, what's written on it for Josh King?
Buy in. That means it don't matter if you 6 feet, 6'10", starter, come off the bench. I'm playing whoever the hell I feel like playing, and you guys got to deal with it. It's all about just trying to get a dub.
What about if you went to school at Podam Creek High?
Bad luck.
Podunk Creek. But Adam Ford, though, when you think of him on his whiteboard, well, it's an easy job for me because we heard it straight out of his mouth. Off the ball action, finding that balance between action with the ball and how in which you're going to get some cuts to loosen up the defense before you get into that attack mode. Both these teams don't get to the free throw line enough. They're one of the lowest teams at free throw attempts, and that's because they're settling for jump shots a lot. And I think if they can get that off the ball action, find that balance, they'll be in good shape.
Not far to tip off now, only moments away. Damon, Drewy, can they break the Cairns Taipans, the 10-game losing streak?
I'm calling it an upset. It's been 10 reds in a row on the roulette wheel. It's about to come up black.
No, I'm not. I think they can, but they won't. They won't tonight.
You sat right next to Adam Ford, and you're going to switch up on him at the last second. Fellas, run over to the commentary booth. Jack Heveron's waiting for you. Not long away, the Taipans. They need to start winning, and playoff hopes still alive for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
Dumps it down with the left hand. Wardenberg.
And took it to the rack with authority. Started off as a nightmare for Southeast Melbourne. Is very quickly becoming a movie worth watching.
Outside, McCoy from way downtown. They are raining the meat.
6.5 minutes remaining. Great move from Hunter. On a beautiful Saturday night in Melbourne, it's time to chuck on the happy pants, put some Nirvana on the Walkman, and join us as we throw it back as part of Heritage Round with thanks to Mitsubishi. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix wearing the Magic strip tonight, which for a lot of people, myself included, is going to bring back some amazing memories. And this Phoenix team are in good form right now. They've won 4 of their last 6 coming into tonight, and things are looking very good under new coach Josh King. Great to have your company at John Cain Arena tonight. It is the Phoenix and the Cairns Taipans in what is an intriguing contest, and a Cairns Taipans team who are desperate to break this 10-game losing streak. I'm Jack Heveron, Damon Lowry, the GOAT Andrew Gaze alongside me, gentlemen. Great to see both of you tonight, and it's great to see the Magic kit back as well. It's fantastic.
Long live Heritage Round. Love it. These old school uniforms are great. The pinstripes, they always was working. So this is just good stuff. We're seeing quality vintage footage, Drewy, from back in the day.
No, it was a lot of fun, and this one should be a lot of fun too, and it means a lot to both these teams as you take a look at the table. Southeast Melbourne Magic, after an 0-5 start, they're playing some really good basketball, 6 and 8, and the Cairns Taipans, well, they've been very, very close. They're one of the better 3-11 teams. They've had some injury issues to deal with, so if the Phoenix take this for granted and think all they got to do is show up, it's going to bite them.
Damon, what is different about this Southeast Melbourne team? What is it about them, I guess, since Josh King's taken over that has improved?
Josh King has brought a different level of intensity and accountability, and he has got certain guys, and we're looking at one of them on screen right now, in the newest member, Jack, of the Little Big Man Society, Owen Foxwell. But if he grows 1 more inch, I got to kick him out. But he's playing the kind of style of play that Josh the Night King loves. So this all is a collective buy-in, and they're balling right now.
There are his numbers last week against the Illawarra Hawks. Southeast Melbourne won that game, arguably their best win of the season. And Owen Foxwell, particularly without Derek Walton Jr. tonight, Gazy, becomes a whole lot more important.
Yeah, he plays with supreme confidence. He's served an apprenticeship. He's been around a couple of seasons. And now that he's getting the minutes, he's showing what he's capable of doing. What's really helped him is his efficiency with his perimeter shot. But he can get down, he can get downhill. He's a good passer. Defensively, he can be that terrier out there. He can be that annoying guy, which you've got to be if you're going to be in Damon Lowry's little big man team. And he is just having a great season, and we'll get the opportunity tonight without Derek Walton Jr.
Not playing tonight because of illness. Only played 7 minutes in their last game as well because Owen Foxwell was so good for the Phoenix. From a Cairns perspective, as we mentioned, they've lost their last 10. There's no hiding that. They've been in a few of those games that perhaps they should have won. Taron Armstrong, though, Damon, is the shining light. Every game we see this young man from Tasmania, he's getting better and better and better.
Taron Armstrong is not long for this league. The way he's playing right now, he is on NBA radars. He's working on his offensive package. He's shooting the ball way better. We all know his passing ability, but this is the most impressive part lately. He can put the ball on the floor. He's dancing with it. He's dancing with it. He got 3 balls happening. He's playing with a hell of a lot of confidence right now. I would like to see him and Rob Edwards together go off, but right now, Taron Armstrong, there's so much to like.
His brain, Drewy, this is the most impressive thing about this kid is it looks like he's been playing this game for 50 years.
No, that's right. And with some players missing, and he's also missed a chunk of the season as well, I think he's still going to find the balance between creating for himself and what he's been renowned for, and that is that elite Josh Giddey type passing that he can deliver.
Just about ready to go here at John Cain Arena. Kelsey Brown is courtside with us all night long. Kels, welcome to you.
Hi guys, great to be here. I want to talk about the fire pit tonight the fans have turned out, but I spoke to Josh King prior to the game. He said he really wants to make this place a fortress. They've won 3 of their last 3 home games. They're looking for 4 tonight. For Phoenix, that's a super important stat.
I look around and I see Magic jerseys everywhere. He's my childhood Damon Lowry, as I mentioned, starting 5 for the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
We got Angus Danny Glover out there, Nathan Sobey, Matt Hurt, who's got the unbelievable, unblockable shot. The next star, Malik Lewis, and Big Jordy Hunter representing Chris Anstey.
And for the Cairns Taipans, they haven't had a chance at any stage this season to get all of their charges on the court together. AK Gack not playing tonight, but this starting 5, Andrew Gaze, is their best one, and we hadn't seen it since round 3.
Yeah, Tanner Groves coming in some form. The big one of all these, we know Taron Armstrong, Rod Edwards, they're going to dominate the ball. Wardenberg's been their most consistent player. The X factor is Pedro Bradshaw. Played 29 minutes the other night and did not make a field goal. So they need to find a way to get him going.
Our officials tonight, Chris Reed, Alex McEwen, and Hugh Starkey. Take 2.
Let's try it again.
Great crowd here tonight. Big noise inside the venue too. And it'll be the Phoenix in possession tonight, wearing their white Southeast Melbourne Magic strip. And Nathan Sobey sees a mismatch straight away, takes it to the rack, and scores in the opening 15 seconds.
I was just about to say, there's no way Sobey's passing this ball with Tanner Groves guarding him. Tanner Groves has a tendency, Drew, to get into foul trouble, and this is a very bad start for him.
Well, if you're going to switch, particularly if it's Sobey, he's going to, you know, he's going to want to attack the rim. But when they see that he's on him, they need to fill the lanes, take the odds to a closeout and a kick out to give yourself a chance. But that's just way too easy with that matchup.
He was 2 of 13 when they played in round 8, Nathan Sobey. Oh, Taron Armstrong throws it away, so a foul, a 3-point play and a turnover in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, not what you're asking for if you had him forward. But like 40 said in the pregame, he goes, what else do we really got to lose? We lost 10 in a row. Loosen up. Enjoy yourselves.
Malik Lewis, the next up, 19 years of age from Trinidad and Tobago. He's become a permanent starter now with the Phoenix. He started 11 of his 14 games. Hunter's push falls short. Armstrong on the move. If he's given a license to be creative tonight, Taron Armstrong's going to be a whole lot of fun. Tanner Groves at the other end gets one back on the Phoenix.
Well, it seems like if the last game's any indication, and even from that play there, that 40's told him he's got to be a lot more aggressive on the offensive end. They're going to get him in transition, and you can see just with the body movement for a big guy, he looks a little clunky, but he's actually quite mobile, and that spin and action on the rim, 40 would love to see a lot more of that.
Glover trying to feed Hurt down low. Eventually they were able to find him, kicks it back out to Glover. Shot clock at 6. Hurt with all the moves, was met by Groves. Good D. Did well not to give away his second foul. Edwards steps back with a hand on face. That is missing by a long way.
What kind of air is that, Jack?
Fresh Melbourne Saturday night air, Damon, with 85% humidity. Phoenix with an early lead. Sobey this time with the left hand, put back in by Hunter.
Great penetration by Sobey. We all know like he loves to get on that left hand. And look at Taron get down the floor in 2.2 seconds. Good grief, didn't even let me finish my Nathan Sobey thing.
No, and that's what they're going to try and do. They don't play with a great pace. You know, I think that's got a lot to do with their defense. Their pace of play. It's hard to play quickly when you're taking the ball out of the net a lot of the times. Sobey with a couple in the one possession.
5 attempts already. Armstrong with another easy lay-in, and Cairns take the lead.
We literally just saw that exact same transition play. Bad job by the Phoenix getting back in defense, and great job by Taryn.
Josh King, the new coach of the Phoenix, is a defensively minded coach who sets high standards. He's not going to be pleased with that last play. This time Sobey gets inside. Little handoff to Hunter was nice. There's been a lot happening in the first 3 minutes. Bradshaw tries his luck.
And Pedro, like you said, Drew, he's the X factor for this team. Coming off of an ankle injury, but you know that's no excuse, but he didn't hit a bucket last game. And Sobey drops one from the corner. They're going to need some productivity out of Pedro tonight.
And I'd be fine. Pedro was just trying to get something a little easier than that. And even that one from Groves, it's like they're playing with an 8-second shot clock out there.
Bradshaw goes down. Lewis straight through the middle of Armstrong. Points will count.
Lewis might have got away with a push. Nathan Sobey with the 3-ball. The step back. It's not a bad contest from Groves. The big fella doing his best. Just got to kick the hand a little higher.
Nathan Sobey shooting 26% from 3 this season. He'd like to have that percentage climb, but I'll tell you what, if you think he's going to turn down a wide open shot, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah. No, he's not going to die wondering. And then the other one that needs perhaps a little help is the guy that's just checked in, Joe Wieskamp, who has been brought in as a specialist three-point shooter, only shooting at 24% on the season. So there's a lot of upside to what he can do.
This take from Sam Wardenberg. Adam Ford certainly thought there was a foul, and he might have had a case. Sobey's got going early.
There you go. He's streaky.
He's already taken 6 field goal attempts. He's 3 of 6. He's taken half the shots of the Phoenix so far.
Nick, I'm cutting out. I can't hear.
Now this is the official heat check moment, right, Drew? Sobey hits the step back 3 in the corner. Then he just stares down, hits the stare down triple. Next possession, he is well within his rights to let it fly.
Wow, within reason.
Says Andrew Day.
Within reason.
Says Drew.
But you're right. After
roll the footage of Drew putting up from the Kmart logo whenever you're ready.
But that right there is you know, he seems like he's coming with a mindset that offensively he wants to get himself going.
There's another Drewy that is not shooting the ball particularly well this season, Nathan Sobey. Here's Wieskamp wide open. Must knock down, looks like that.
What do you reckon about that stroke, Drewy?
To me, he shoots it a little high. His arc is a little too much. And this is where Wieskamp has been exposed. You see opposition teams picking on him a little bit on the matchups. They're going at him and testing his lateral movement. I think he's very capable, but on that one there, just got caught out and just got to pick his spots and how much he needs to gap the person with the ball.
Nathan Sobey subs out after hitting 2 threes in a row. But I'm telling you, this is the Josh King era. He coaches by feel and instinct, Jack. And if it calls for a sub, then so be it. And that's what I mean by the guys got to buy in.
We saw that last week with Derek Walton Jr. He's not playing tonight. Matt Hurt drives and scores his opening points of the night. Averaging 19 a game across this season so far. A pickup he's been for the Phoenix. Well short from Wardenberg. Tries to force that. Malik Lewis, footwork. Dumps it off to Foxwell. Loose ball falls to Armstrong. Numbers against him up ahead, but decides to call the chase off. Wardenberg feeds Groves inside. That's good offense from the Taipans.
And Damon, I'm not sure about this tempo that the Cairns Taipans are playing at. you know, it's an 8-point ball game already, and you need great depth and you need talent to play at this pace for 40 minutes. And they've shown that for 3 quarters they can compete, but it wears you down. And I think that they just need to find that balance between maybe settling for a little bit more half-court action, slowing the pace of the game down, because, you know, and I say this respectfully, they just don't have the same level of talent as some of the other teams.
Well, if it backs your point up at all, they've lost their last 9 fourth quarters, Drew. So clearly they're running out of petrol late in games, and it's been a problem for them. West Cairns second time around.
Yeah, timeout. Good call. I'm with you, Drew. If the pace is not suiting Cairns right now, it's one thing to run when you get a stop, but you got to come down here and control tempo for that very reason you mentioned.
Now, Tangerine timeout. He's been a fast start to this game. There's still 4:52 remaining in the opening quarter. And it's the Phoenix who lead 23-14. Geordie Hunter has been fantastic for Southeast Melbourne so far this season, and he caught up with Kelsey Brown pre-game.
Asking about Owen Foxwell, he had a breakout game last game, 22 points, and was a real asset for you guys. Can you talk to me about being his teammate?
Yeah, he's a great guy. It's good to have around. We sit and eat Nutri-Grain in the morning together. And, yeah, he's a great player. Sometimes opportunity isn't always there for him, but he's always ready, and he came out and showed what he was capable of.
You're playing some of your best basketball at the moment, but you're up against Sam Wardenberg tonight. How are you seeing that matchup?
He's a great player. He's a real focal point for the Taipans, so just do my best to make it tough for him and see what I can do on my end.
Back at home tonight, you've won 3 of the last 3 here. Are you looking to really make this a fortress?
Yeah, ideally we can. We've got some great home fans, some of the best in the league, and we really feel when they bring the energy for us. It's a late evening game, so we'll see how they go today. But yeah, it's been great to kind of get the season on track for them as well. So they've stuck with us through what was a turbulent start, and hopefully we can keep the good time growing forward.
Averaging 11 points a game, 7 rebounds. How have you seen Jordan Hunter's first season with the Phoenix?
Got off to a little bit of a slow start. It's kind of up and down, Jack. Because games he can go a 17-9 kind of a game, and then he'll get a 2 and a 4. I feel like the team don't use him as well as they probably could, but I feel like Jordy's that unselfish player that needs to be maybe a little bit more selfish.
Wow.
Aaron Armstrong. That's one go. Nothing but net.
It's a good-looking stroke he's got. And that's a good starting point. A good-looking stroke doesn't always mean you're going to shoot it well, but it's a hell of a starting point.
Doesn't shoot a lot of them as a rule, Taron Armstrong, but when he does, he's shooting at 41% for the season. Play breaks down, so they put the ball back in the hands of the right man. Shot clock at 7. And a quiet start to the game for Rob Edwards. And a late foul on Foxwell.
Gee, that was good defense by Foxwell. Fighting over the top of the screen and kicking someone in front of you is one of the hardest things you've got to do. And he did it really well. And unfortunately for him, the official called a foul.
There's 2 fouls on Owen Foxwell, and it puts Rob Edwards on the line. Kelsey Brown, you're listening to Adam Ford.
I was. Fordy had one big message. It was O-boards, O-boards, O-boards. And he spoke about the pace. He said he's happy with it. So an interesting take there, David.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you got to be switched on, and everybody's got to be on the same page. Rob Edwards just he had to look at Taron Armstrong because he wanted the ball in the box with Owen Foxwell guarding him. And Taron, he didn't do that. He swung it and then got a down screen. But now that Owen Foxwell's off the court, you got to get Rob Edwards involved early, because if you don't, he has a tendency to maybe take things on his own. And I don't know if they want to play that one-on-one ISO ball just yet.
We had 1 field goal attempt for the game so far. Spin and the finish from Matt Hurd. He's all class.
Well, he is, and that's a really good move, but you've got to ask some questions about the defense.
But tries to invent something at the other end. Nice work from Bradshaw. Cleans it up.
Well, he's that everywhere guy. He's I think, come in as a stat stuffer where he can do a whole bunch of things, but in recent times, they're going to need a little bit more offense out of him.
I'm sorry, but this dude is a professional bucket getter, Jack. Matt Hurt been scoring his whole life as he's chirping to the crowd, reminding him But you got to play defense, Matt Hurt. It's 2 ends of the floor, Matt Hurt.
He got a little bit excited with his own work on the offensive end.
Watching the replay on the big screen, I think.
Thought he'd just help try and pump up the fans a little.
Sam Waterberg's got 7. Sobey with the left hand. Ultra aggressive opening quarter. He has 11 points, Nathan Sobey, on 4 of 7.
Focused. I know he didn't like coming out of the game after hitting those back-to-back threes, because of Foxwell picked up his second. He got subbed right back in, and he immediately got a layup.
Okay, I didn't think he got you. Hey, Matt, Two shots.
And Phoenix over the limit. Taran Armstrong will shoot free throws.
How many minutes, Drew, are you looking at Taran Armstrong playing this game? He's been out there for 7.5. The pace is quite quick.
Well, if I'm 40, I'm playing until he drops. I don't care if he's a little fatigued. If he has to log 40, I'm logging 40.
Now we're talking.
And unfortunately, that's just the way that how the team's at right now. And he's not going to log 40.
No, he's not.
Because he's coming out of the game right now.
That's the end of that. Saturday night at John Cain Arena. It's the Phoenix who lead by 5. Andrew Gaze, Damon Lowry, Kelsey Brown, Jack Heverin with you. Angus Glover coast to coast. And the Phoenix continue to get buckets from inside.
Now, I know Jackson McCoy just subbed on. You can't have that. Even if you was a starter, you cannot have that. But as a bench player, if you make a mistake in the first possession of when you got out there.
But Damon, I hear you. Slide your feet, keep someone in front. But there was no one remotely thinking about offering any sort of help. No one contesting at the rim, and he knew he was beat around about the center line.
Galloway blocks Kenyon over the back just as they come up with a turnover. Groves shovels it in. Cairns continue to hang around.
Tanner Groves is a real, and this is with all the respect in the world, a meat and potatoes guy. Nothing fancy, but he's just going to do all the little things in the dirty work. And if he can just protect himself, not get in foul trouble, as Danny Glover connects from downtown.
They're having all sorts of problems.
Look at this, extended pressure from the Phoenix is paying dividends. It's a double-figure lead. Cairns are wilting under the pressure.
And that's back-to-back turnovers from Jackson McCoy. Here comes 3. If he ain't careful,
Going away with a travel, and eventually turns it over.
This offense of the Cairns Taipans, it's like you see in the under-16s when teams aren't quite organised and they're running their full-court extended defence, and there's panic setting in.
Taran might have to log 40 yet, or 38.
Yeah, he's going with Kyle Adnam. He's obviously trying to get Taran a couple minutes rest of quarter.
He's Cam with the rebound, kicks it out, or wide open for Danovich. He can't score either.
Well, they lead the league in three-point field goal attempts, the Phoenix, and that's how this team's been built. Simon Mitchell and those that put it together, it was built to be able to shoot the three, as Wieskamp again has some problems with the penetration. So it's no surprise that at the start of the season, they were poor from the three-point line. I mean, really bad. But they've worked their way into a situation now where from the three-point line, they're pretty solid. 4th in the competition in three-point percentage, despite being the #1 three-point shooting team, and Wieskamp goes off. He had some good minutes.
And you can see Josh King just say to him, you guys probably at home in the lounge room couldn't see it. But he quickly said, man, you just got to force him left. He broke the scout.
Edwards takes care of both. Kelsey Brown.
Talked to Geordie Hunter pre-game. We said at the top that he was wearing that vintage Chris Anstey number 13 jersey for the Southeast Melbourne Magic. He said it was an honour to play in front of those championship guys tonight. I reckon he's going to channel a little bit of Chris Anstey.
Here he is on cue. Chris Anstey was certainly able to step out and shoot the 3.
Oh, he loved the pick and pop.
Did he ever?
And let's not forget the big fella won a couple of titles with the Melbourne Tigers as well.
It's not about the Tigers tonight, mate. He's here tonight. One of the Magic legends are here as well. There's Adnam, a foundation player of the Phoenix. Now with Cairns. And
just got it over the centre line.
7.5 seconds, I think that was. Sobey fires it out to Glover. Gave up his look for Kenyon, who went inside and was blocked by Groves. Second time around. Draws the foul, and that'll be 2 on Tanner Groves.
The Phoenix have been relentless on the offensive glass. What is that? That's their 6th offensive rebound. And I'm looking at Tanner Groves, Drew, and he's so important to this team considering their depth issues. He contested the first one, and then he got overzealous on the second one. It's only 10 seconds to go in the quarter, and now he's on 2 fouls.
They're hunting in packs on the boards, and that'll also be because of the data. Phoenix and Josh King would have seen what's been going on, and the Cairns, they've been poor. They ranked 10th in the league for rebounding percentage this season. So an opposition coach would see that and just motivate the players to really attack that area and continue to try and expose it.
Final play of the quarter. The Cairns have got some serious adjustments to make.
Oh, no.
That quarter time. Edwards put Lewis flat on his back.
The jackal! Was the jackal out here?
39 points in the opening quarter. An offensive blitz from the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix after one. It's 39-28. Saturday night hoops. It is Heritage Round.
Security!
With thanks to Mitsubishi. We'll be back on the other side of this. Thanks for being with us. Saturday night at John Cain Arena, Heritage Round with thanks to Mitsubishi. And it's the Phoenix who have been doing pretty much whatever they wanted in the opening quarter. 39 points is their highest first quarter of the season and the equal highest, second highest first quarter of NBL 25. Andrew Gaze, Damon Lau.
They got the pace they want to play at the Phoenix, scoring the ball well. I would love to know the stat of how many times you lose when you score 39 in a quarter to start the game.
Not often.
Not often.
Well, I think that's another reason why Alex Higgins-Titcher is coming on to try and get
Go, man!
try and get some spark on the defensive end, but he provides some bounce in the two-hand flush to get his campaign underway.
Good grief, 20 seconds, 30 seconds on the court, already hanging off the rim.
Hunter rolls to the basket.
Well, they decided to go super small now, the Cairns Taipans. Wardenberg's the 5, but have a look at my man, Alex Higgins Titcher. A little fake, goes upstairs with the two hands, and that's tidy.
He's a story of persistence. He's 24. This is his first professional contract, Alex Higgins Titcher. He's had to do it the hard way, coming via NBL 1 East. There's something about him, though. There's X factor.
It won't be his last contract
Energy.
either. 40 likes this guy, like you say, Joey. High energy.
Hunter misses both. Phoenix get another look at it. Good hustle from Armstrong. Eventually, it found its way to Edwards. He needs a bucket, and he finds one.
Finish.
Free throws to come for Cairns. Kelsey Brown.
I was listening into Josh King at the quarter-time break. No surprises, he was big on defense. He recognises the vulnerabilities that Cairns have on that offensive end, and he said we've got to keep getting after them in defense.
Sometimes you can just relax. They had a nice little lead. When they scoring the ball well, they feel like, yeah, we don't mind if you score 2. We're going to score 4 to your 2. But this is not how Josh King operates. No matter how you score, Drew, if you have some defensive breakdowns, you're sitting.
I don't know what's been going on the last 3 weeks. It's a real trend. Maybe they're getting ready for that 100K that's on the line with the summer shootout. But there's been some really high-scoring games and some efficient shooting on the offensive end.
What about last night?
Yeah, score 111 and lose.
Edwards flies up the court. Oh, my goodness. Little Euro to find himself another 2. It's the last thing the Phoenix want is the microwave getting going.
I'll tell you what, now this style of play, this pace, this definitely suits Rob Edwards. The microwave, he's heating up.
Back to 4 all of a sudden. Phoenix haven't scored in this second term so far. Late shot clock. Deep 3 from Sobey is a fair way off. The momentum shifting him. Wardenberg in the mid-range.
Wow.
It's good. 2-point game. Timeout, Phoenix.
What a start to this second. They're not going to back away. They've got a game plan. They're going to push the tempo. And even when they got down, they just continue to play the same way. And right now, it's down the other end of the floor when Phoenix is struggling to score. They've been able to take advantage in offensive transition.
39-37 in the Tangerine timeout. It is Heritage Round here tonight. The Phoenix are throwing it back and wearing the Magic jerseys, and Kelsey has 2 of their legends, Chris Anstey and Darren Lucas.
I don't think I've ever felt smaller, guys. Darren Lucas, Chris Anstey. Chris, I want to start with you. We've heard tonight from Andrew Gaze that you actually defected from the Tigers across to the Magic. I want to ask you about your time at Magic. Did you love it?
Yeah, I did. I moved across the work ethic, the professionalism of the club, and it turns out the time we had, I don't think I would have got to the NBA without it, and having guys like Darren and going against guys like John Gorge, Tony Ronaldson, it was an incredible club, and to see the uniforms out here again tonight's really special.
Darren, for you get around the league a fair bit. You get to catch up with the guys tonight. How have you seen the growth and the development of the league?
Oh, look, I think the way that Larry's run the league has been amazing. We had a huge dip after I retired, so he's brought the league back, and look, it's back to where it was in the 90s, so I love it.
Chris, lastly, enjoy catching up with the boys tonight.
No, it's great. It's great to see all the old players, the support staff. We've all brought our kids along again, and I thought it was really special. I want to give a shout out to Geordie Hunter, who wore my singlet out for the warm-up. It's probably not a really big thing, but it's really special.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thanks.
Great to have them here tonight. Does that make you a little bit nervous when you see Darren Lucas? He used to give you a hell of a time back in the day, Drew.
He was one of the most committed defenders you'd ever want to see, and he was a tough cover, and we continue to play. We play on a social comp on Monday nights. And I thought that age might weary him a little bit. But even when we're going up against his 50-year-old men, he's still up in my grill, making life miserable. He loves it, though. He still plays like 2 or 3 nights a week.
I've heard that. Higgins ditched it for 2. Made an impact in this second quarter.
He's the one that started this whole revival, this second quarter revival. He checked in, he got a dunk, contested a shot, set a great screen for Wardenberg, got him open. That's way off.
Wow. That's an air ball from Wieskamp. What's changed from a Phoenix perspective, Damon, in this second quarter? Because everything was working for them in the first.
Yeah, they just relaxed. Simple defensive breakdowns. One thing about Cairns, they're kind of a one-on-one kind of a team. And if you have defensive breakdowns and start giving up easy buckets, they get their confidence up. Next thing you know, you got yourself a game.
An offensive foul on Edwards.
The other thing, too, is that they're just not making the shots that they were making in that first quarter. They come out and miss a few, and that's ignited this up-tempo pace. And with a smaller lineup that Phoenix have been running with, it's made them really explosive in the transition. I think it's also helped them a little bit guarding people, taking away the penetration. They've been settling for threes a little bit more, but like that last one from Wieskamp, only 4 of 12 from the three-point line.
Sony swings to Malik Lewis, the next star. It rattles in.
That shot deserved to go in because Nathan Sobey made a great penetration and turned down. He could have shot it because he's having a great scoring game. He found the open man. That is great playmaking by Nathan Sobey.
Jonah Antonio, well short on his 3. He's another whose shooting stats are well down on his capabilities. Just 27% for the season. And Lewis travels. Higgins Ditcher comes out. Tanner Groves back in. The Phoenix, who are down by as much, led by as much as 11, I should say. Watch their lead evaporate quickly.
Really good minutes by Alex Higgins-Titcher when he was out there. A couple of buckets.
And this isn't a pace necessarily that the Phoenix want to continue at, just coming down, no passes, just going one-on-one. Obviously, Matt Hurt can score the ball, averaging nearly 20 a game, but you still got to let the defense play some defense for at least 5 seconds before you just try to attack all the time.
Pedro Bradshaw playing his 10th game of the season, had some issues with an ankle, but back to full fitness tonight. Takes it upon himself. That was nice.
A double pump, a bit of a clutch.
4-point game at John Cain Arena. Wieskamp tucked away in the corner. Much better than his last attempt.
What do you reckon, Drew? He can shoot an air ball on one possession. The very next possession is nothing but net.
Yeah, absolutely, and wide open for that 3-ball as well.
And Groves had the seal. Nice find from Wardenberg, and the big man does the rest.
Switching on these ball screens. And Tanner Groves can score on everybody out there. That's why Jordy Hunter's about to check in.
48-43. Lewis worried out of it. Nice D from Wardenberg, but Phoenix keep it alive. Here's Wieskamp for another attempt. On board from Malik Lewis. And shot clock down to 6. Foxwell. He's short as well, and once more.
Wow.
Phoenix mop it up. Hurt jacks it away.
Offensive rebound number 10 for the Phoenix. And this is what it leads to.
They've already taken 17 three-point field goal attempts, and we've still got 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
And Matt Hurt's adamant that he wants a challenge, but it's not coming. Don't forget, you can get involved in Heritage Round. You can vote for your favorite three-pointer in NBL history for your chance to win $1,000 with thanks to Mitsubishi. Just scan the QR code on screen some of the players nominated. Jack McVeigh, of course, Cedric Jackson, that famous grand final 3-ball. Nigel Purchase from a long way out. Jerome Randall, Andrew Vlahov, just to name a few.
It's going to be hard to top Jack McVeigh, isn't it?
I don't. It should be like the second.
Yeah, that's right.
Silver medal.
I think we are. I mean, that one, game winner in a game 3 on the road, must-win game.
It was surely one of your 7 gazillion threes could have made the nomination.
Not as significant as that, I can't recall.
If only they were doing free throws, hey, Dana?
Maybe next season.
Phoenix again is trying to make something happen at the offensive end.
Offensive rebound number 11.
Foxwell running the point. Great D from Armstrong. He's been called for a foul. And I wonder whether Adam Ford will take a look at this. He will. He's going to take a look at it immediately. Didn't seem a lot in it at first glance, to be honest.
Oh, and it's going to be hard to overrule on that angle.
A lot of reaching in there.
Come across the forearm a little. Like we wouldn't have been complaining if it hadn't been called, but on a replay, it's got to be completely not there for this to be overruled.
I would like to see players, as they vigorously give the coach the twirly bird to challenge something, how about you box out? 11 offensive rebounds. If you box out, if you get rebounds, you're not in this situation. Let me just go back to Josh King. When Matt Hurt gave him the twirly bird, Josh gave him the sit-down signal.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to overrule.
Wait, the verdict.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be successful.
You got to respect Adam Ford's confidence in his player.
Big factor here too is if this is unsuccessful, Taron Armstrong had 3 fouls, which might have been part of the logic. So that'll be 3 to Armstrong. And well, we've got Rob Edwards on our stat sheet listed as 3, but I thought he only had 2. So we'll get that checked out as well.
And that's the thing too, Drury, like with the pace of this game, guys are just so keyed up. You just get a little bit of a rush of blood, and you got 2 fouls. I'll never forget Brett Maher, the great from Adelaide, went an entire season averaging 1 foul a game. Wow. He just refused to get in foul trouble.
The coach's challenge is unsuccessful. Let's head to the review centre. Scott Butler is the man in charge. Scott, walk us through this one.
Hey guys, it's funny where that play is actually positioned on the floor. It was hard to get a really good angle. But as he's driving to the basket, as he gathers the ball, you see the defender slide his arm through, gets the right wrist of the shooter as he elevates. That's where the foul is. That foul will stand.
Thank you, Scott. So Armstrong comes out. That's 3 fouls. What do they do with him for the remainder of the half?
Can't play him. You can't play him. Him and Rob got to sit out the rest of this 4 minutes and 25. And Kyle Adnam at the 1. Pedro Bradshaw, I guess, at the 2. We got to really take care of the ball on offense, Drury. I need this ball to get through some hands.
Yeah.
Some clarification on Edwards' situation too. Adnam out there running the point for the Taipans. A wide open Bradshaw was there for a while, and when they found him, he knocked it down.
Great ball movement. Everybody's making extra pass. Kyle's going to bring a cool, steady influence out there to the floor.
When he misses him, he can miss bad.
He's had one that didn't hit anything and a couple that barely hit anything.
He's had a couple of nothing but cotton. So he can shoot him in his history at the collegiate level. Clearly demonstrates that he can shoot the ball.
Taipans from the baseline. They're back to 1. Bradshaw trying to repeat the dose. Higgins-Titcher back out on the floor, making things happen. Wardenberg has 9 points. Muscles in on Kenyon. No foul. Ford is beside himself at the Cairns bench. A soft touch from Wieskamp. He's got 12 and he's now the Phoenix leading scorer.
He plays with almost a reckless abandon. He can shoot it off of one pass, and it might be swish, it might be an air ball, but he attacks the rim in, got himself a nice bucket. This is a proper ball game now, Drew.
Well, Wieskamp has just been super impressive at the offensive end. He's got the 12 points. He's 5 of 10. He's already got 10 field goal attempts.
Cairns have lost their last 10 games, but we have highlighted, as Kenton travels, that there have been, within these 10 losses, Damon, their last win was here in round 3 against Melbourne, and since then, there's been 4 or 5 of those games that were winnable for Cairns.
They get down the stretch late in games and just don't know how to close it out, don't know how to win. And that's what happens when you lose a lot. You literally forget how to win, and losing becomes a habit. And they almost kind of shoot themselves in the foot almost automatically. So Adam Ford is asking them to play loose, but they still have to play smart and loose.
Let's get back to Wieskamp. He's only been averaging 8 field goal attempts, and he's already had 10 in
number 11. Josh,
they changed the.
come here.
So inside the opening minute of the second quarter, there was a foul called on Alex Higgins-Titcher.
9:25 in the first, there was a foul called on Edwards. It was called on the wrong number. It should have been on 11. It's been changed.
So did we get to replay the minutes we locked it out in?
Good try.
It's a valid point.
It's not a bad question.
The error has cost him because he's had to sit him.
I'm happy with that one. Okay.
He kept his receipt, Adam Ford. 2:50 to play in the opening half. Wardenberg scrapping after it. How will the officials work their way through this one? As Wardenberg saw again. Adam Ford told us in the pre-game show that he's banged up, he's playing hurt at the moment.
He's a warrior. He got himself a little bit of trouble right then, penetrating too deep and right into the help defense. Lucky to not get a frustration foul off of that play, but the Taipans are right there. This is some situations, Jay. They got to close out this quarter with 2:45 to go. There can't be any errant offensive play to put themselves in the hole into the half.
He's scored in his second quarter. Sam Wardenberg. Glover catch and shoot 3 in rhythm.
He's back to that Sydney Kings form that we saw a couple of seasons ago. He's perfect 3 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from the three-point line, and being selective but super efficient.
Here's Rob Edwards.
Oh dear.
Deep from Kenyon late. Edwards was able to improvise. Offensive rebound by Wardenberg. Been in there for a while and Kenyon picks it off.
The aggression. Wheezy. Joe Wieskamp he made up his mind this morning. He woke up and chose aggression.
14 now. Grove steps out. Offensive rebound by Pedro Bradshaw. Yeah, so just let a little of this momentum slip. That'll certainly help as Wardenberg blows past Wieskamp.
Wow, that's just way too easy by Wieskamp.
One guess who Malik Lewis is coming in for.
I don't think Josh King appreciated the effort on that defensive end. And he checks out. Now, that's probably trying to protect himself too, because he's got the 2 fouls, and he's thinking, well, if I foul, I'm coming out of the game anyway.
Come on, Drew.
So maybe if I just sort of attend, and he just happens to miss, I've got a better chance of staying in.
Not in the Josh King administration, Jay.
You're always such a glass half full person. That's what we love about you, Andrew Gase. Delay game warning on that last possession too. Edwards kicks out to Adnam. Groves had some room. Offensive rebound by Rob Edwards, and he can score from underneath. He's trying to find ways to get involved. And it's not happening for him. Hunter! Oh! And yams it right on Galloway! Jordan Hunter has put Kyron Galloway on a giant A3 poster.
Well, he's certainly going to light up the socials. Wow. It wasn't a bad contest by Galloway, but Geordie Hunter just a little too much.
Geordie wants to end one, and I don't blame him. He's going to have to settle for the poster.
He's channeling Chris Anstey tonight. We've seen Chris do that a few times along the way. Edwards pulls the trigger on a quick three. Cairns look for a 2-for-1. Foxwell, right place, right time. Off to Glover. 13-point lead of the Phoenix.
It was a 3-point game about a minute ago. This is what I'm talking about with the Cairns Taipans. They need to be poised and control the tempo late and execute. Things have got to go on haywire. Now look.
And not all 2-for-1. 2-for-1 in that context. It's a poor decision in the context of this game.
It's essentially a turnover.
It is. It's a turnover that leads to a very difficult defensive situation where you milk the clock, they get it back, they get 6 seconds to shoot because he shot it at about 30. I'd take those odds rather than shooting it just to get another shot.
100%.
5.9 left for Cairns. They desperately need a score and some momentum to take into half-time. It was a 6-point game. And then the Phoenix threw right hand after right hand heading to the half-time buzzer. And their lead is 13, which is the biggest of the night so far.
Cairns Taipans have shot themselves in the foot. And the Phoenix defense hasn't been that great. We've seen Josh King taking out Geordie Hunter in passages, taking out Wieskamp for bad defensive play. But the Cairns offensive execution has been poor.
Kelsey Brown.
I'm here with Joe Wieskamp. Joe, personally for you, 14 points, but for the team, 39 points in that first quarter, 63 to the half. What's working offensively?
Yeah, I think we're just getting out and running. In transition, we're getting some easy buckets. Guys are getting downhill and kicking it out for threes. So.
Cairns are a team that come back and stick with teams. How do you avoid them coming back into this game?
Yeah, we know they're a hungry team, obviously struggling late, but we are too, and so we just got to come out 20 more minutes.
All the best for the second half.
Thank you.
He's looked confident in the first half. Joe Wieskamp. Southeast Melbourne have 63 points on the board at the half and lead by 13. Don't go too far. We've got plenty more to come here from John Cain Arena. It's Saturday night as part of Heritage Round.
was kicked to the curb after the 1990 season, and I didn't have a team and things weren't looking good, but I was luckily picked up by Gary Fox, who'd just taken over the Saints. It was good timing because that's when Brian Gorge and Spectres and the Southern Melbourne Saints merged to create the Magic in 1992. I was only one of 2 players that they'd sort of carried over. Brian was introduced in that press conference to start 1992 as the championship coach. So it was quite clear the expectations of this super team. We would be training pre-season before any other team. Early January we were hitting the track. It was a bit foreign, but I soon learned that you're either in or you're out, and I wanted to be in.
Game 1 of the best-of-3 grand final series. Tigers will win this game.
We lost game 1, and we actually lost our point guard, Darren Perry, to an Achilles. So our backs were against the wall. We rallied, we won game 2, and then won game 3, and we took the title.
And the Magic are champions for season 92.
By the time 96 rolled around, we were ready to win another one.
4 seconds to go. Parkinson, the last shot of the game, for 3. It's there! They have absolutely destroyed the Melbourne Tigers in the third and deciding game.
In that 96 series, we beat the Tigers by 38 points. That was just a magical time to be involved in basketball. I think to make 8 top 4s, to make 4 grand finals and to get 2 rings out of that is okay. But I don't take offence if people say we underachieved because we had such a great team and a great coach. I love the retro round. It's nice to get recognised and to be a part of it because myself and I think a lot of the players in my era were very proud and we felt blessed, and we love to see the game the way it's moving.
An awesome chat with Andrew Parkinson as part of our Heroes of the Hardwood series. A great player, but he has had some serious health challenges in the last 5 years, and it is so great to see him doing well.
And it's a beautiful thing because the rivalry at the time where there was this intensity and competitiveness about it. But since you move on, you get older, and we've done a lot of fundraising together, and we look after each other. The players feel like that era have a connection. It's an entire community of basketballers and it's a beautiful thing. And the good news is Parky's doing great. He's doing great. He's defied a lot of the odds, and such as the fighting spirit. And I think that the entire basketball community, he speaks about it all the time, that support that he's received has been really important to him.
Who would have thought that Andrew Parkinson and Ray Gordon would end up being mates after everything that went on? Here at John Cain Arena at 63-50 at halftime. Angus Glover, Damon, has been fantastic. 12 points on 4 of 4. He's a perfect 100% across all 3 shooting stats.
Angus Glover is just playing precision, efficient basketball. He never gets out of his frame. He doesn't try to do anything he's not capable of. He's going to make limited mistakes because of that. Owen Foxwell and him have a great chemistry from the Eltham NBL 1 days. And he's getting married pretty soon, everybody. Oh, yeah. I don't know if that was a secret or not, but he told me pregame. So now, good on Angus Glover, playing good basketball as we look at this Blackmore sharp chart, and that's what we call 100% of everything.
No, I hope that Kira knows they're getting married, because otherwise it's going to be a rude shot for Geordie Hunter as we look at Angus Glover's Blackmore shot chart. Of course, Geordie Hunter producing one of the highlights of the season, Drewy. We know he's one of the hardest pick and rollers to the basket. When that man rolls to the cup, he rolls with authority, and this was a big one.
No, it was. He's aggressive. He's done this a few times, and this time he catches Galloway, and he just goes a little stronger, had that momentum up against an elite athlete as well. And that, if I'm not mistaken, Jack, was that his 1,000th point in NBL?
Yes,
so
sir.
Yep. What a way to put up your 1,000th point. And says, is he suggesting that's a little too small?
On your head. That's the
on your head. Okay.
Head. Sam Wardenberg has 11 points for the Taipans on 5 of 8, but Damon, only 2 of those points coming in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sam Wardenberg, he's got himself, sometimes he gets a little bit too rushed. In the tempo of the game, I think it got a little bit too fast for him, and then some bad shots happen, and then the team kind of forgets about him. They need to really settle down in the backcourt, and when Terran Armstrong went out, that really hurt. I think that affected Sam Wardenberg's game.
Some work to do for Cairns in the second half. They trail by 13 points, I should say, at the main break. 63-50. It's Heritage Round with thanks to Mitsubishi, and it's the Phoenix who lead by 13.
Good work from Warwick Giddy. Strong work. Quickly to Gaze. Oh, Elliott coming up. No. Gaze! Outrageous. Look at Bradkey. The Tigers can't believe it. We have seen basketball history.
That right there is what you call a one-off.
On his head, Drewy!
Darren Rowe! 40-odd years later.
Back in the day when they played with 9-foot rings.
Don't believe Cope. Cope always reckons that those rings are about 30 centimetres too short. But
where was that? Geelong?
That was at the arena.
That thin Geelong altitude.
Yeah. No, it was getting up there. In that season, I think I had like 4 dunks, and we lost every game. We lost that game. So from then on, I said, hey, just lay it up. It's a bad omen when I get a dunk. See, that was nice. Who brought that out? Well done, team.
I heard you asked them to.
Well, I haven't seen it for a while. I do have it on a loop on the YouTube.
I could imagine.
The link's there when required.
I'm told it's got nearly 1 million views, that dunk. Well, fair chance that you're responsible for about 999,000 of them.
That's right.
And we start the second half. We've seen the best and the worst of Cairns in the opening half, Damon. What are we going to see next?
You just never know. And Cairns are going to make another run, no doubt about it. They're not going to stop playing. It's when they get close, though, Jack. There's something about them. They'll play a certain way to get them back into the game, but then don't know how to play once they're in the game. And that's poise, and that's just having a lot of, I guess, on-court experience and feel with each other. This team has been so disjointed with injuries, it's hard to get a real rhythm.
Armstrong thought about the three. He's got 11 points, now settles for the tough one. Over the top of Angus Glover, that's serious talent.
No, he's in his zone right now, and that one he was forced to shoot because of the shot clock was running down, so that takes a bit of pressure off, but that's a big hit. And they just got to find a way to keep in touch, because if this gets away from him, it could get a little messy, like we saw a few weeks ago against Melbourne United.
Geordie Hunter, responsible for 8 points in the game. Edwards finds a way underneath. Is that what gets him going?
Edwards looks at Matt Hurt like Matt Hurt is a traffic cone. That's just how he treats most people, but Matt Hurt got to do a better job. And Drewy, the defense, his teammates got to know Matt Hurt is on Rob Edwards' island. It's not going to end well for him.
Since Josh King has come, that's been the biggest difference in the Phoenix, to my eyes, what they've been able to do on the defensive end. Having said that, they've had a franchise-high 63 points in the first half, so the offense is going along pretty nicely as well.
Hurt tonight by Wardenberg. Nice deep from the Snakes, and Wardenberg runs the floor, got fouled. Phoenix got their money's worth on that one.
See, I watch these little things as we look at this little clean block shot, and then they get out in transition. Sam Wardenberg gets himself on the line. Previous possession, Nathan Sobey's open on the left wing. He's playing the most efficient basketball he's played in a while.
From my side, looks like
and first Malik Lewis looked him off.
Yep. Point down, one shot.
That's an and one. Matt Hurt then looked him off. And then it leads to transition and one.
The and one was for
goaltender, I believe. A bit clarification on that. There might have been a hand through the net, in fact.
Okay, gotcha.
You got a guy, Damon, you're a pure point guard. When you got a guy like Rob Edwards on your team, who's a flat-out scorer, he's 3 of 7, so his shooting stats aren't horrible, but his last couple of weeks have been a little off. He was 4 of 11 on Thursday night. What do you do as a point guard to help him out?
I make sure that we get along really well. I'm going to want to find out where he likes the ball, when he likes the ball. Notice his body language as we get out in transition and...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That might sum up the form of Rob Edwards in the last couple of weeks.
Was not expecting that type of dunk attempt.
There's Lewis. Lewis contact from Groves. Could be another foul on Taipans big man. His third. Go back to Rob Edwards.
Yeah, but back to Rob. You got to know your players' personalities. You got to know, is he upset right now? Does he need a buck? Can I give him something easy to get him going? Taron Armstrong has the keys to the car. Taron can go one-on-one whenever he feels like it. He's got to do a better job, I feel, as a lead point guard and getting his other guys feeling good about themselves, because there's plenty of time for him to do the same. Because Rob is a volatile kind of a player. When he's on, he can blow the lid off this place, but when he's off, he can also hurt you.
Some of the problems right now is because they're playing in such a quick tempo, they'll have a lot of possessions where he's not involved. Like this one, as an example. Now that's a good thing because Bradshaw needs to get going as well, but there can be times in the game where he doesn't get the touches.
Looked like it was in danger of blowing out again for Cairns, but they can't stop Nathan Sobey that time. 13 points. Lead goes back to 8. Hunter picks up his third, and now that's something for Josh King to think about.
And the ref said don't hold, and Jordy kept his hand around his waist as if he was daring the ref to call the foul. Now that's your third.
He's got 3. Matt Hurt has 3 as well for the Phoenix. Kenyon comes to the scorer's table. Armstrong trying to think his way through the situation, went with the left hand. He was toying with him.
I need to see the replay. Did he just do something with that left hand? Did he just do some and one street ball?
It was a fake with the left hand and faked the pass, the little flick pass.
Hurt dribbles into trouble. Wardenberg comes up with a big play. Behind the back for Groves, nice pass. Tanner Groves scores and the Phoenix call a timeout. Taron Armstrong making things happen.
Yeah. Taron comes off this ball screen, and let's see, Drewy, what he do with his left hand? Oh, yeah. I don't even know what that move is called.
Well,
but it's cheeky.
In its simplest form, it's called dribbling. But then what is that there was just the fake as he put the ball to the floor.
And just like that, the Taipans are back in it, 4-point game.
Josh King, since he's arrived as coach of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, well, we've seen his passion. We're seeing his passion right now. This is just a little bit of what goes on during the game. And a lot of that stuff there, Damon, is imploring his men to get up defensively.
He sees them relax. His team loves it when they score. He can see that. They celebrate themselves when they score. Josh is exhausted after the game.
Well, it just doesn't stop there, because during the halftime break, I had to go out back to use the facilities.
Thanks for that.
And I saw the coaches gathered around, and he was in full voice, passionately explaining what he wanted, and the other coaches around there just they were left in no uncertain terms about the direction that he wanted the team. And needless to say, he was, despite the 63 points at halftime, he was focusing on the defense.
He wouldn't have been happy with what he's seen in the last couple of minutes. They've let Cairns back into the game again. Multiple times tonight, they should have shut the door. These snakes keep wriggling under that door, David. Which is the last thing you want. Edwards from deep. Got it! Wow. 1-point game.
You see? Poor offensive execution. Yes, everybody on the floor feel like they can score, but it's too terminal, I feel like. Right now, some ball movement is happening. Wardenberg helping out of the corner on Matt Kenyon.
Cairns come down the floor to take the lead, which they haven't had since the score was 6-5.
Well, they're shooting at 60% at the halftime, and now it's all the way down to 47. And there's Edwards just from the Amy replay. And not a bad closeout from Glover, but Needed to be a little tighter, make him put it to the floor.
Bradshaw blocked by Glover.
Like that.
Kelsey Brown, you were listening at that timeout.
I was. Josh King would like that from Angus Glover. He spoke mostly about the defensive end. He said, are we going to get any stops? We're letting them walk into points. He said, where is the energy and intensity that was there in the first half?
Taipans looking to take the lead. Armstrong all the way in. Nice hands from Kenya.
It was a lucky reach in that bailed the Phoenix out because Armstrong was looking like he was going upstairs to throw that down.
Hurt faces up. A tough pass into the corner for Kenyon. He steps out of bounds.
This is just driving Coach nuts. Josh King just can't work out what's happening with his team. How you can be good for 5 minutes and then not so good for the next 5 minutes. There's just no offensive consistency.
Well, everyone's getting on the board for the Cairns, and this is the type of thing. We got their starters all in double figures.
Like right now, the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix are missing Derek Walton Jr. They are missing their lead guard. Yes, Owen Foxwell comes off the bench and plays the point, and Angus Glover does some point guard duties, but they are missing their lead guy, the one that can control the tempo and get the ball where it needs to be.
This is better ball movement from them. Malik Lewis athletically tips in his miss.
Yeah, that was really good ball movement. Got to the third side and continued to swing it, and that's what happens in defense. The weak side helps, not quite there, and Lewis gets all the way and finishes at the rim.
What a finish from Edwards!
Edwards just seems like he's taking matters in his own hand, but geez, the pressure on him in this third quarter just hasn't been the same, and he's just knifes his way to the bucket. Not sure where the foul was. Oh, right there. Canyon reaches in. But he's up to 15. Armstrong's got 16. Wardenberg 14. Groves 11. Bradshaw 10. That's the type of numbers they need to see on a consistent basis.
We are tied at 71. Earlier this quarter, the Phoenix led by 12. Just before halftime, and going into halftime, they led by 13.
Now, look at that shot right there. Wieskamp kind of just checks in. One pass, shoot a contested three. You got to give Foxwell help in this situation. You got to give him help.
Back down to Edwards. Cairns in front.
That's Joe Wieskamp's fault. That's bad execution in that shot. You can get that shot anytime you want. You don't need it in the first 3 seconds. Cairns on a roll.
This is an 11-2 run from the Taipans. Edwards picks the pocket of Hunter. Bradshaw in the open corner. He misses the dunk.
What are the odds? 2 in this quarter, but they'll take the 3. Oh my God.
Was that part of the plan all along, was it, David?
That's tricky.
That's a let-off. That's a huge let-off.
Kenyon can't score. Hunter can't tip it in. And then they throw it away. This is unraveling for the Phoenix.
Josh is trying to find some answers. He's making subs. Sophie comes in. Malik out. Right now, the Taipans have been in this situation before. They put themselves in a situation where the game can be won, and we'll see how they close out this quarter, this 3 minutes.
10 in a row they've lost, Cairns. Armstrong couldn't score off the inbound play. Higgins-Titcher gobbles that up. The young man runs the floor and Galloway dunks.
This is impressive by Cairns. You got some athletes out there right now.
13-2 is this run.
What is that? Look what it leads to.
Kyron Galloway drives. Back-to-back jams.
Kyron Galloway is the only one on the team that can make dunks this game, but poor offensive execution again. A 6-point deficit, Drewy.
And it's a 25-8.
From 12 down to 6 up in half a quarter.
A beautiful pass, the unselfish play. And the drive, the ease at which the Cairns Taipans have been able to get to the rim has been a telling factor, but boys, this offense has just been, that's 63 in the first half, they've only got 8.
It's just wild. Josh King is going with Ben Ayre. Ben Ayre's only played 7 games this season.
Much needed bucket.
He's looking for a point guard that he can trust to get him into some good offense.
Ben Ayre's had DNPs in 3 of his last 5 games. Just not getting a look this season in the rotation.
Ben Ayre's not the organizer type guy. He can come out and he wants to let it fly as well. His first instinct is to shoot the ball. Right now, I think they're just looking for any option how they can somehow or other get that scoreboard to tick over.
Nice touch from Glover. Back-to-back baskets now for the Phoenix, and this last 60 seconds has been better for them.
This screen in row, Jordy set that all up. That's a tough shot. That's a tough shot. But when he gets in that mode right there, Drewy, you got to let that man eat, because he can peel off 10 to 12 in a row.
He's up to 20 now, Rob Edwards. He's the game's leading scorer. He's taking charge in the third quarter. Galloway blocks Wieskamp.
Find him.
Galloway's been good in the minutes that he's played.
Rob, Kinkoff, what's up? Rob, what are you doing?
Rob's just called for a stop.
No, Rob, it's 57 seconds left.
He's going to get a break in 57
Yeah,
seconds.
57.
As is Armstrong. So Fordy's just using this time, get a minute here, plus the time during the three-quarter time break to try and rest some of his guys.
Jackson McCoy back out on the floor, had a couple of shaky moments in the second quarter. A chance to make amends. That's a nice pass for Higgins-Titcher. And it doesn't go down. Sobey. Reeled in by McCoy. Final 30 seconds of what has been a stunning fight back from Cairns.
It's another example. Cairns Taipans, I think, will live with that type of shot from Sobey.
What's not to like about Higgins-Titcher? That's damn. No, it's not. Yes, it is! My bad. It looked a little off from where I was sitting, but Jonah gives him a 7-point lead.
Sobey off to Glover. And it doesn't go down on the stroke of three-quarter time. One of Cairns' best quarters of the NBL 25 season so far. And it puts them in a winning position and a chance to snap a 10-game losing streak. They lead 82-75 at John Cain Arena. Quarter remaining here at John Cain Arena. The Cairns Taipans were 12 down early in the third quarter. They fought their way back into the game and now lead by 7, sensationally, heading into the last quarter, 82-75 at John Cain Arena. Rob Edwards has got going and he's putting on a show, and everyone's enjoying it in the Pump by Reebok seats. There's Jackson Brazier in the hat, taking in Saturday night hoops in the Cairns Taipans heritage jersey as well, which is great to see. Francois Dressler, Celeste Joan alongside them. Good crowd, good atmosphere, and the game's turned.
The game is turned, did it ever. Right now, the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix are rudderless on the offensive end, and Cairns Taipans are taking full advantage.
32-12, and a turnover.
Rudderless.
A turnover to start things off, which is kind of excusable coming out. They would have had a set play that they wanted to go to, and someone missed the three-quarter time huddle.
Rob Edwards has 20 points, Taron Armstrong 16. Nice footwork from Groves, but Hurt got him in the end. Glover baseline. Nice finish.
Good job by Matt Hurt. He was gonna shoot it. He turned it down. Hit Angus in the corner. Angus attacked the rim. They got to get easy buckets, Drewy. Too hard on the offensive end so far.
Not sure that's the shot that Adam Ford would be looking for. That early on in the set, so big. Straight away, Adam Ford puts a stop to things, calls a timeout.
The first minute is a positive one for Southeast Melbourne. They trail by 2. Pretty good start to the quarter.
Sobey comes out, hits the bucket, and you know, it still wasn't good offense, but Sobey is still feeling good from how he started the game. Up to 18 points, shooting 7 of 15 from the field. He's feeling good. I would just like to see him, Drewy, just get him easy, get everybody in easier shots. Right now, if this turns into a track meet, I feel that it suits the Cairns Taipans. They did it in the second quarter, though.
Yeah, that's right, but we've seen this time and time again from the Cairns Taipans. The last 4 times they've let it three-quarter time. They haven't been able to close the deal. And the start of this fourth hasn't been all that impressive for them. And it's a good timeout. Didn't use any, had all 3 remaining, so Burns one early.
Great start to this last quarter for Southeast Melbourne. Nathan Sobey on the Amy replay, leading the way. He is their leading scorer with 18 points on 7 of 15 shooting.
Sobey's balling. Sobey took it upon himself. As we look at that, well, we were going to look at the Amy replay, but trust me, he hit a 3 ball. Josh King's got 3 guards out there, Drewy. But being there starting the fourth quarter, giving him some energy.
Armstrong all the way. Can't score. And Malik Lewis has 10 points. Down low to Hurt. Situation tailor-made for him, and he ties it up at 82.
Now that's better.
Well, true, but needs a little more help. Bradshaw against Hurt on that box. Actually surprised we don't see that a lot more with the Phoenix.
Rattles out for Bradshaw. Here comes Sobey up the other end. Scores with a left hand, that's huge.
Vintage Nathan Sobey. Lull the defense to sleep. Was always going to go left off that ball screen. Once he gets downhill, you just got to hope he misses.
Now Edwards almost traveled. Armstrong quick release 3. That jumps out 2. All coming up trumps for the Phoenix. Air off to Lewis. He ran out of space.
Great pass by Van Ant. Lewis, I think, was a little surprised.
All bunnies as well. You need some luck, too, when you're on a 10-game losing streak.
Air from the corner. It's been a 9-0 run to start the fourth. Momentum is a wonderful thing in this league, and right now, it's firmly with the home team. Armstrong trying to change that. Shot clock at 3. Groves has to shoot. The Taipans have gone cold all of a sudden. Here's Sobey.
Wow, yes. Just thought about it. He rubs his hands, but I don't think it had anything to do with grip. I just think he lost the momentum when he went in to step in for that 3 ball. And his legs couldn't get them underneath him. Get that drive, that power through the shot.
Kelsey Brown, a lot happening right now.
So much happening. Tanner Groves has come off with a little bit of a calf issue, so that's one to keep an eye out for as Rob Edwards strains that one. And Adam Fordy was like, we're tightening up. For the other side of things, Southeast Melbourne, Geordie Hunter, he pulled the troops and he said, they've played 40 more minutes than us, surely we can find something in here.
Hurt got Galloway up in the air. Challenged by Wardenberg.
I'm just not a fan, Drew, of it. Yeah, Tanner Groves, he's over there cramping or something. I'm just not a fan of guys just jumping, flying by shooters. I mean, there's running guys up the 3-point line, and then they're just making it a 4-on-3, if you will. Force Matt Hurt to make a contested 3-ball.
Would you take on the Phoenix in the summer shootout? Damon Lowry, by the way, you can choose the club that you think will score the highest points in their summer shootout game. Jump online and you can enter to win $100,000. There's been a couple of teams, New Zealand and Tassie, who have picked the Phoenix.
Yeah, the Phoenix are definitely vulnerable.
Well, even it's not to say that they are going to be easy to beat. It's more that they play at a tempo that'll allow you to put some points on the board. Now, you might not get enough, but gee, there's been some really odd decisions at the offensive end. Some of the shot selection.
Matt Shaw loses the handle.
I mean, yeah, both teams, you don't know what you're going to get offensive execution-wise from one possession to the next.
Five and a half minutes remaining at John Cain Arena. Sobey turns the corner and digs down deep for another 3.
Well, that was a hell of a lot tougher shot than he took just a couple of possessions ago. And nothing but the bottom of the net.
23 points now on an economical 9 of 18 for Sobey. Galloway dumps it out to Wardenberg, but he was in there too long.
Yeah, anytime you're in there, now he might have been able to gain another second or two, but the minute you pass it out, it was always going to be a 3-second violation, and that's a tough coming off that curl.
There wasn't an ounce of hesitation, though.
He's got 23 points, 9 of 18 from the field.
His troubles closing out games. It's back again for Cairns. They've lost their last 9 fourth quarters. Remembering they had a 7-point lead at 3-quarter time. Right now it's the Phoenix. They're just playing better basketball. Like that.
Good extra pass. Sobey could have, as hot as Sobey is, he could have took that shot. He swung to Foxwell. Foxwell made the play. And now the game is flipped once again.
Timeout from Adam Ford, the coach of Cairns. He can sense that this game is slipping away from them.
Losing is a habit. They've been in this situation so many times. And it's deja vu. Cairns Taipan players are looking at each other saying, are we going to let this happen again?
Thumb up.
Phoenix lead by 6 in this Tangerine timeout. They've won 4 of their last 6 coming into tonight. Let's take a listen.
Rebound and run. They're the ones running out of gas. Listen, stop, so everybody on the glass. We're thumb up pop with Matt. We're thumb up pop. Hey, if we need one, double pop. So hey, when Matty pops, he can chase. Point guard, stay high. If you come back, Matt, then you have to roll. All right, let's go. Yes, be up.
4 minutes and 46 remaining. I'm not sure Josh King's voice has got 4 minutes and 46 seconds left in it.
He is over there coaching his absolute butt off. Josh is intense. He's a former player. You can imagine how he used to play. He is giving his all.
His team lead by 6. Kelsey Brown.
I was listening into Adam Ford. He wants a lot of the offense to go through Wardenberg. But on the other side of things for Southeast Melbourne Phoenix from their camp, I have heard a lot about if they win tonight, they go into 6th place. After their start to the season, that's a big focus for them tonight.
Wow, what a jump.
It's just quite phenomenal when you look at that third quarter and the Cairns Taipans pumping 32 points, and it's smart, it was sharing it around. And I haven't seen any sort of dramatic changes in the Phoenix defense to start this one, but Cairns only got 2 points in 5.5 minutes.
Good contest by Sobey. A shot that Rob can make, but that is a good defensive contest.
Sobey swings that ball to Foxwell. Too quick off the dribble.
Good ball movement by the Phoenix. Defensive transition, Drewy. Rob Edwards misses the shot. 92 feet away from the basket. And Phoenix gets out in transition, end up getting on the rim for a layup. And now they're at the free throw line.
Yeah, the defensive transition and trying to get your matchups right. Was it Wardenberg that was somehow or other ended up on Foxwell, where there hasn't been any sort of cutting or anything. It's just in the D-trans. And Foxwell just too quick, gets to the rim.
Wow. They can barely get the ball in at the moment, Cairns.
Oh, no.
I've seen more air balls in this game than they do in the regular NBL game.
Is the roof open tonight?
No, it's not.
What is the record for the most air balls in a game?
I don't know, but there's been a few here in this one.
Bradshaw barely hits the ring that time as well. Sobey reaching in is fouled. Fouling, I should say. Taron Armstrong.
With 4 minutes to go, if Taron Armstrong can knock both these down, cut it to 6. Drewy, who does the tempo favor?
Well, right now, there's been signs in this second half where both teams have looked pretty fatigued. Now, history says that the Cairns Taipans, they struggle in last quarters. What was the number? 9 of their last...
Lost their last night, yeah.
Last 4 quarters. And fatigue, I think, plays a big part of that. But also, with this period that we've gone through with the Cairns Taipans, it's about also prioritising what you want to do with your offense. They've been able to score. That's only that's their 3rd point for the quarter. And I think when it gets to that, you've got to get some action with the guys that you want to take shots. And right now, it's just almost been an equal opportunity type situation in this 4th quarter, where we're coming down and some, maybe not terrible shots, but in the context of the game, the wrong people have been taking them.
Step back 3 from Matt Hurt. Keeps the Taipans in the game. They trail by 6. We've said it a lot tonight. The Phoenix haven't been able to put them away. 3:25 remaining. It's deep from Lewis.
He's long. He's got those long arms. And for most people, fundamentally, that's a poor reach, but those arms have timed it well, able to deflect the ball.
Edwards pulls up and blocked by Sobey.
Wow.
What a 4th quarter Nathan Sobey's having. Doing it at both ends of the floor.
Doesn't get the credit he deserves when Sobey's locked in and switched on. A hell of an athlete still. Phenomenal defense.
+23 points on 9 of 18. He's +10 tonight. And he's stepping to the line to add to that.
And he's taking on the challenge, Drewy, to stop Rob Edwards. When Rob Edwards gets in ISO mode, This is a leap with the left hand, clean as a whistle. And then right on the other end, draws the foul. Hell of a game by Sobey so far.
He is, and I think we've come to learn throughout Nathan Sobey's career. He's one of those guys, if you've got Nathan Sobey on your team, you've got to take the good with the bad. He's going to take some shots that are ill-advised, but through the checks and balances throughout his entire career, there's way more positives than there are negatives.
Tonight's a major positive for him.
Correct. And even tonight, there's even a couple of plays that you scratch your head and go, what are you thinking? But the good clearly outweighing some of the not so good.
He's locked in from the opening tip. Foxwell. Hands off to Hurt. Timeout Cairns. It's a 10-point game. The Phoenix are playing winning basketball at the right time.
Sloppy turnover by Sam Wardenberg. And this is the part of the movie, Drew, when they say, oh, here we go again. It's happening to us again. They can't get the defensive stops. They can't get the offensive execution. Don't quite know where to go with the ball. And once Matt Hurt gets in scoring mode, you know, in transition, the guy's a scorer. It's just when he decides to be a scorer. Sometimes it's at the detriment of the team if he's doing it too early in the offense. But as the game comes to him, he can easily score you 20 points.
There's some of the legends from the Magic era in the venue tonight. We spoke to Chris Anstey earlier on. Andrew Parkinson. So awesome to see Parky in the venue tonight as well. Frank Drimick, who was my absolute favourite as a kid growing up.
Superstar.
Yeah, Frankie. Shane Bright sitting back there.
Sam McKinnon now. Slam it Sam, as he was known in the Big M Magic days. Now an assistant coach with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. I saw his partner, Jenner O'Hay, wearing one of his jerseys up in the crowd. He can still go, couldn't he?
Oh, man. I caught Sam in I caught two instances of Sam. I caught the West Sydney version of Sam McKinnon. Oh. When he hurt his knee, but he bulked up and got so strong, and then he became an official cheat code.
Well, the Brisbane Sam McKinnon was one of the best ones.
But that was the best one. That was MVP Sam. Yeah, champion.
Josh King calls for calm. Sobey's got other ideas. Wieskamp rips control. Back out to Sobey.
See, they're two decisions right there that I'm talking about. But time, score, and he's taking it and trying to finish the play in the first 6 seconds of the offense.
A 12-2 run here from the Phoenix.
And that's been happening on with both teams, Drewy. Just shot selection, when to go, when not to go. You got a 10-point lead. Only way Cairns get back in this game is if you take quick shots.
Went down by 9 on Thursday night, the Taipans to Tasmania. That's a wild one from Taron Armstrong.
Just cannot score.
And if they're smart, they can steer the ship all the way into the port from here. That's not going to help. Edwards lays it up. It's back to 8.
And turn the ball over. That's another way. They can get back in the game. Got to take care. Yeah, they use the shot clock, Drewy, but then they turn the ball over at the end of it.
Well, they've rocketed it up to 6 points in the quarter. On that last mate layup, they just have not been able to score.
Turnover here and make it interesting.
$18 offensive rebounds for the Phoenix. Often a recipe for a dub.
Not a team known for their offensive rebounding prowess, Southeast Melbourne this year. 9th in the competition in that stat.
This is going to bump them up a little bit.
Well, these are the two, in that category, these are the two worst in the competition. This one here, it's the Phoenix overall, 50 to 45 in the rebound count.
90 seconds ago with an 11-point lead, it should be over. Stranger things have happened. Now you need quick shots.
You don't need that. And the look on the face of Adam Ford says it all. Again, they're going to be left to wonder what if. 7 points was their lead at three-quarter time. The Phoenix have made all the right decisions at the right times.
Backbreaker, game over. The Phoenix did enough. They had it, they blew it, they got it back, might have blew it again, but they finished, did what they're supposed to do, and the Cairns Taipans literally don't know how to win.
It's just hard to see it can be transformed from a 32-point third quarter to 6 in this one.
You're perplexed, you're bamboozled.
Well, it is, and some of it's just you're missing shots and perhaps the pressure of the circumstances and not knowing how to maintain it and close it out. Give the Phoenix a lot of credit. They held their nerve and have really cranked it up in this last quarter on the offensive end.
Antonio for three. That's a bit of respectability back to the scoreboard. It's an 8-point game. Southeast Melbourne able to control things from here and see it through until the very end. Five on the clock for Sobey. Antonio makes it a 5-point game. Surely with not. 14 seconds left.
He's still got time, 2 timeouts. I'm surprised he didn't burn one there just to advance it.
That hurt. Almost turned it over.
What's Matt Hurt doing?
What is he doing?
It was 12 seconds ago, Jory, down 5, which he just fouled in the backcourt. But how much time did Matt Hurt think was left on the clock?
There was 3 people on him. That means there's a lot of people open. Just past the ball.
5.9 seconds, a 6.9, I should say, is an eternity in this situation.
Need a super quick score here, and
Bradshaw's got to get it away. Antonio, not that time around.
One more air ball for the road. Let's get out of here.
A roller coaster Saturday night at John Cain Arena. We saw the good, the bad, and the ugly of both teams. But when it's all said and done, it's the Phoenix who win 99-94, and they make it 5 of their last 7.
Yep. At the end of the day, you got to win. All you got to do is win by 1 point. It's not champagne basketball, but it's enough to make you feel good about yourself when you wake up Monday morning.
Adam Ford's got to be really frustrated because you can see when Cairns get it going and they get that ball moving, what they're capable of doing, and the highs and lows of what they do on the defensive end. The extremes are too far apart. They've got to try and close that gap in order to keep teams lower than 99 for starters, but preferably in the 80s.
So this win takes the Phoenix to 7 wins, 8 losses for the season. They're playing a big game of catch-up because of the way that they started. But all of a sudden now, they're inside the top 6.
And anything can happen once you get inside that top 6. Teams are going to start bucking heads.
Yeah.
There's going to be some wild results from here to February.
And then New Zealand in free fall right now. They're going to have to do a lot to turn it around. The Perth Wildcats have had a good stretch, but came up short last night. So this thing, with the exception, of course, being the 2 top teams, they've given themselves a bit of separation and a huge, huge advantage finishing in that top 2 and going straight through to the semi-final. So there's still a lot of twists and turns in this season. And if the Cairns Taipans can continue to play like they did in that third, they're going to be a handful.
Let's get over to Kelsey Brown. She's got our Foot Locker player of the game.
Yeah, here with Nathan Sobey. Sobes, you're sitting in 6th as of right now. I feel like that was a big focus for the team. It feels like you guys are learning how to win.
Yeah, I mean, I think last week we played a great team and we made adjustments throughout the game, and then this week they threw a hell of a punch there in that start of the fourth quarter, and we were able to respond. So that's great things. We just got to keep on building and keep on working on what we're doing.
Talking about that punch that they landed, how did you weather that storm and what did you turn around in the 4th?
I mean, just trusting the work we put in. We have a lot of belief in every single one of our players, just knowing that over the course of the game we'll be able to figure it out.
26 for you and 5 others of your teammates in double figures. Offensively, things seem to be humming.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was one of those games where we were clicking on offense, but our defense wasn't great. We're going to have nights like that. If we can keep winning those nights, it's good, but we've got to rely on our defense a little bit more to be able to hold our stead for the 4 quarters.
You've won 5 of the last 7, 4 in a row at home. How good does it feel to get a win in front of this home crowd?
Yeah, I mean, at the start of the year it took a while, so now to get a few back home is great and starting to build what we want at home, and we'll continue to work on what we're doing and make this hard place to come and play.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
26 points for Nathan Sobey tonight as our Foot Locker player of the game, Damon. There are times, I'd imagine, when you're a supporter of the Phoenix and Brisbane before this that you'd shake your head with certain things, but tonight was one of those where you just smile.
Yeah, you got to take the good with the bad, as Jury said, in this Phoenix relationship. But Nathan Sobey got off to a great start to start the game. He started the game off with the layup. He got on a roll early, had like 9 first-quarter points, 11 first-quarter points. He was solid throughout. He picked his moments, thought he played with a lot of poise, did some good playmaking down the stretch, and his defense on Rob Edwards late really helped seal the deal.
The Phoenix winners tonight. I'm not sure if Josh King's got any voice left. If he does, he's with Kels.
I don't know if you do have any voice left, but I think we're about to find out. I asked him up there if he's happy, and he said, we can still be better. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I mean, several times we had them on their heels, a chance to put them away on our home floor, and they kept fighting. I think we made it a lot more difficult on ourselves than it needed to be.
Those brain fades that you are having, the decisions that are being made, how do you get the guys to make better decisions in bigger moments?
Yeah, I think they see when we play with some tenacity on defense, they didn't have a lot of answers, but we knew Cairns was going to give us everything they had today, and they did.
We spoke to Nathan Sobey, who's our Foot Locker player of the game. How did you like his performance? 26 points for him. He really turned it on in that 4th.
Yeah, he does what a captain and a leader is supposed to do. We were kind of dead in the water, and he kind of led us there in the 4th quarter. It was good.
We spoke about Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. You guys have had emphasis on being 6th on the ladder now after the tough start that you had to the season. How does it feel to be sitting 6th right now?
It feels good, but that means there's 5 people in front of us, or 5 teams in front of us.
I love your mentality. It was a great win. Well done.
Thank you.
He's a happy man, Josh King, and his coach. He's got a winning record, 5-2, since he's taken charge of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Heritage Night as part of Heritage Round here with thanks to Mitsubishi. Some of the Magic legends are on the court right now with some of today's stars, and they saw the Phoenix winners 99-94 at John Cain Arena. We are back to wrap it up next.